What was our last topic?
Wow.
Can you recall the last topic? Are we done discussing historical antecedents? How about intellectual revolution?
Dami nating asuka, tapos mayroon pang ano yung wire. Ba't di mo sinabi?
Pwede pala?
Oo.
Alam ko, nakalagay na talaga siya.
Yung mga vacancies, are they not around? Nasa CR.
Gagi, tutugbasin. Kaya magkaibigan tayo eh. Sawa niya ganyan.
May cornstarch ba?
Pag may tapakit lang yun.
Parang makuha.
Nakasalupan nga rin. Hindi kasi ako marunong maglakad sa basa. Ba't ayun na ba? Wow, tama. Dapat daw siya lang tatawag kay Kirby lang.
What? Boyfriend niya eh?
Hindi talaga ako pupunta sa boso.
Ako rin. Pag dito ko, nababasa.
Oo. Saan natin mababa ng nag-friend?
Sabi nung hindi kaya ako.
Sorry, te. Sabi mo sa mga friend masari ah.
Diba?
Saan natin kahit anong review ko dito sa physics ito lang maintindihan. May maiwan na. Porque tinuruan ka na.
Kaya ako mag-joke ko. Puno daw.
Tatanggalin ko yung ano niya.
Tanggalin daw yung meron.
Ay, natanggal mo yung cake. Ay no, pasaksa ka kay Seth.
Tatanggalin ito.
Loko ba kaya may sasakan kasi? No.
Seth, pwede pasaksa.
Ayun
Alright,
no.
so let's begin. Lahat pa nandito na? Let's see. There is Sorbilio. Are you 2B? Or 2A? 2B. Okay, Sorbilio, where are you? I mean, Obilio Tisha. Palermo. Galarpe. Bidayan. Who's Bidayan? Is Bidayan around? Kanina, nandito? Mangulapnan? Revelo? Who's Revelo mo? Villalba. Avendaño. Ortega. Tiangco. Bio. Is this bio or bio? Bio. Bringin. Fredo. Obilio Honey. Podula. Is this Podula or Podulia? Bagitan. Ulangas. Da Costa. Guzman. Mitra. Velasco. Marupot. Mendoza.
Pares.
Aubrey. Where's Aubrey?
Aubrey.
Mendoza? Comandao. Antonio. Mendoza. Genghis.
Present.
Recorba.
Present po.
Tolentino. Camille Rivera. Manalo. Manalo Aliyah. Are you here?
Tulong. Just strips.
Pagunsan. Bionex. Binduan. Mondehar.
Present po.
Muega.
Ako po.
Refugio. Is this how you say your name? Where are you? Ansidari.
Wala po.
Clemento.
Wala po.
Anso.
Present po.
Where is Anso?
Present.
Bautista. Mainaga. Infantado. Ildefonso. Naive. Senya. How do you say your surname? Robert Rivera. Alabo. May nilatawag?
Pero during the report,
You're sure.
Sir.
So your group number. Nagbasa ka ng index card? Alright, so let's now proceed sa lesson natin. We have two lessons before the prelims, and prelims is next week, correct? And so, here's the thing. Since this will be the last meeting natin before the exams next week, I hope to finish all the lessons kasi your exams were already drafted. And then, you'll be taking the exams, and the scope of the exams will include the first topic that we had and up to the week number 5, which is about science and technology and its effect on nation building. And so kung hindi tayo makakapag-discuss ng last topic natin, are you all, available for a remediation or a makeup class? Have you tried to, have a makeup class before? Sige, ano yung vacant time natin?
Free po kami ng Thursday morning and Friday morning.
Alright, Thursday morning, Friday morning, what time? What time in the morning ng Friday? Are you free on
Ang klase po namin starts 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Sige. So we can set our Friday, your Friday to be the makeup class natin. Okay? So sa ating class in, I'll be drafting a scheduled discussion lesson natin for our week number 5. Lahat ng wala dito, pakisabihan. Okay? Although mag-notify naman yun sa inyo, meron mang notification that will be sent by the class in sa accounts ninyo. And so today, let us discuss intellectual revolutions. Alright, okay, let's begin. For week number 4, we begin our discussion with intellectual revolutions. Basically, we'll be discussing what is an intellectual revolution, what are the characteristics for a certain event in the course of the evolution of science and technology for it to be considered as a revolution. Kasi when we hear of revolution, we have this notion, we have this thinking that revolution, is synonymous to the words like change, diba? You do revolution for change, for something to happen. No? So dito, we will be talking about scientific revolutions, intellectual revolutions that happened from the past, that greatly affected the way we live or the way we think. During the times of kung kailan nangyari yung revolutions na yan. So for the learning outcomes today, we will be discussing, identifying intellectual revolutions that shape society across time. So I'll be giving 3 examples of revolutions. Later on, we will be discussing it, and then let's see the highlights of the said revolutions. So what were the takeaways? What were the highlights of the intellectual revolutions that is still used or that has affected us in so many ways. We will also explain how intellectual revolutions transformed the views of society about science and technology, and also discuss how the intellectual revolutions were influenced by social, political, cultural, or economic context. So let us first begin with identifying or describing an intellectual revolution. When we say intellectual revolution, it refers to, here, intellectual revolution refers to a series of events, events from the past that led to the emergence of modern science. If you can still recall our lessons in historical antecedents, all these modern science and technological advancements were, present, were existing because of the previous, because of an inspiration coming from the old versions of science and technology. So here, we will be talking about how from the old, we ended up with the modern type of science. So we'll look at the events that led to the shift from the old science or traditional science or the obsolete science to the modern science that we have right now. So more current scientific thinking are a result of scientific revolutions. There's an update at relevance, change in the relevance and accuracy or factual content when it comes to science and technology. And then critical periods in history, what point in history nagkaroon ng intellectual revolutions. Based on example na bibigay ko later on, let's see kung ano yung mga effects nito. So intellectual revolutions as paradigm shift, changes ulit, Here are few descriptions as well. They resulted from a renewed versions of the enlightened understanding of how the universe behaved. So if you're questioning, if you're curious, no, it can lead to a revolution. It can lead to a change in the perspective of how you see science and technology. Diba? There are knowledges that are put upon you, pinipid kayo ng mga knowledges that now you are not very certain if that is true or false or true. But in a certain point in your life, you have this enlightenment and through research, through factual informations, that kindly or slightly corrects yung pre-existing acknowledgement. For example, your knowledge in a certain topic, for example, in math or in science, may mga topics or may mga points in life kayo that you will learn something that will change the way you see math, the way you see science, or a specific type of concept. So that's a paradigm shift. That's a logic na pwede natin i-describe when we're talking about intellectual revolutions. They challenge long-held views about the nature of the universe. It is where the scientific beliefs that have been widely embraced and accepted by the people and were challenged and proposed. So through these challenges, there will be an opportunity for more accurate forms of science and technology to be introduced to society. If science facts or science and technology natin today are not challenged, if they are not challenged today, there will be no opportunity to evolve and to seek a better, more efficient forms of science and technology. So there is a need for us, there's a constant need for the society to seek for better, for something better, for something more efficient. And that need is a driving force why we shift from the old forms of science to the new or the modern forms of science. Yeah. What else? Thus, the revolutions were often met with huge resistance and controversy, especially during their onset. So there are laws, certain laws and theories that were, introduced in the past that were initially highly rejected by colleagues in the community of science and technology. Okay, rejections are part of it. And every time that, especially if something is some parts of the theories cannot be explained by the proposal for itself or by the proponent itself. For example, na-mention ko dati yung theories of continental drift. Can you remember the theory of continental drift? What was it about? Who was the proponent of it? The proponent of the continental drift theory. This is a concept in science that, a concept in science wherein the modern continents right now were once connected. Are you familiar with that? And there was a term coined Pangea to describe the supercontinent. It was all the theory of continental drift theory by Alfred Wegener. But when the time he introduced this to his colleagues or to the scientific community, it was highly rejected. It was highly rejected in a sense that there are parts in the theories that cannot be explained by himself, by Alfred Wegener himself. It was later on found out because of the presence and introduction of other modern technologies that later on proved that his concept on continental drift theory was indeed actual. Totoo pala. And in fact, nawala na lang si Alfred Wegener, saka lang na-credit. It was then credited. Some of the concepts that geologists or in geology that is still used today were all credited, highly credited from Alfred Wegener's work. Okay? Kasi back then, when he introduced his concept on continental drift theory, wala pang concept o wala pang technologies that could trace the seismic waves when it enters the layers of the earth. Even the layers of the earth are still unknown. But because of seismograph, seismometer, they can easily detect the seismic waves, then they can observe and describe the layers of the earth. And because of this concept, newer concepts, they later on found out that there is actually a prehistoric continent, supercontinent that once, once existed in the far past. And it was the origin of the continents that we look right now at the map. So, continental drift theory was highly rejected at first, but then again, it was proven to be factual later on. Okay, so that is part of scientific thinking, scientific evolution. You lay down your proposal, just like in research, diba? You do research, you prove your research based on results, based on data, you interpret it, but then again, to improve the result, or to improve your research, you still continue. You continue to do it and improve it. Ganon din ang science and technology. We always keep on improving science and technology in so many ways. And that one is by questioning the credibility of the existing science. So an example of this, ayan, Jean Sylvian Baylis actually defined, explained to us that there is intellectual revolution because of these two stages. As I mentioned before, a society, as part of the society, we always need to, we always have this need to get lost of the old and then seek for the new ones. You agree? Or are you the person that, who clings in the past, who, attaches himself or herself in the old ones, and not welcoming yung mga new things, changes? Which one are you? Well, according to Baylis, as an individual, we have these stages, stage 1, sweeping away the old. Number 2, stage 2, it's establishing the new. We sweep away the old, to improve. Okay? To improve the current or the science and technology. Well, that is very true, di ba? When it comes to your phones are evolving, di ba? From the earliest forms of the phones and to the present day cell phones, there are applications that can be run by your phones na hindi kaya i-run ng mga phones before. Correct? And that is an example of that. Okay? So that is according to Jean Sylvain Baylis. We have these intellectual revolutions because we are getting lost of the old ones. We are letting go of the old ones and we are welcoming the new ones. This will be the focus of the lesson. Ito yung 3 types. These are the 3 forms of revolutions that we'll be explaining. This will be included sa prelims ninyo. And then the prelims will be focusing on the emphasis, emphasizing the concepts behind these 3 revolutions. So first one, we have Copernican revolution. And are you familiar with Copernicus? Hindi. Kita nyo na ba siya? Have you seen him before? Saan siya nakatira? Sa Antipolo? Parang di ba siya lumilipad? Sa ibang lugar na siya. Well, the Copernican revolution is a concept of how the solar system behaves. Before the Copernican revolution, before the existence or before the introductions of Copernicus theory on how the planetary motions behave, there was an existing knowledge on how the planets are moving. It's called the geocentric model of the solar system. And if you are to describe what geocentric means, all the heavenly bodies or objects in the universe or in our solar system are revolving around what? When you say geocentric, centric means center, at the center. Geo means the earth. So it is long believed, from the past that the earth is at the very center of the solar system. It was then called geocentric. Okay? Familiar kayo kay Ptolemy? Hindi? Saan siya huling nakita? Pasig. Pasig din. Okay, so Rizal. Well, before the concept of Copernicus, yung concept muna ni Ptolemy yung pinaniniwalaan ng lahat, We we believe the concept of geocentrism in our solar system. And that was the concept of Ptolemy. But then again, because of continuous challenges, because of continuous discovery, no? Yung pag-seek natin of what is thinking outside of what is, yung limitations natin. We found out later on through Copernicus that it was indeed wrong. Geocentric or geocentrism was inaccurate. Diba? Because of some observations of some astronomers, they later on found out that the sun, our star, is indeed at the center of the solar system. So from the geocentrism, the intellectual revolution was the old one, diba? Sweeping away the old geocentric model of the solar system, wherein the Earth is at the center. That's the old. You forget it, and then you shift to the new and modern concept of the solar system, which is heliocentric or heliocentrism. According to Copernicus, it's the center, it's the sun that is at the center of the solar system. You see the shift?
Yes.
You see the paradigm shift here? The intellectual revolutions from Ptolemy to Copernicus. At anong ginagamit natin? Yung kay Ptolemy ba? Are we using the Ptolemy's concept?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Which one are we using? Geocentrism or heliocentrism? Huh?
Heliocentrism.
We are following the heliocentric model of the solar system. And to whom is it credited? Yung heliocentric. Copernicus o Ptolemy? Huh? Okay, Copernicus, is credited of the concept of
Ay,
heliocentrism.
mali.
When it's the sun is at the center of the solar system, that's the concept of Copernicus. If it's the Earth, it's the concept of Ptolemy.
Tolling.
No? We don't use the Ptolemaic model anymore. No? Meron na tayong version which is more factual, and that is what we are using right now. That is the concept of Copernicus. Clear? Alright, so aside from that, other concepts of science was still introduced. Okay? Yan. Here, Copernican Revolution, the paradigm shift named after the Polish mathematician Nicolaus Copernicus, was also widely rejected. It was also highly rejected. Part of the revolution is so, if you are laying down something new, a concept in science and technology, there will be always a question of its credibility, of its truthfulness. Okay? So why was it rejected? What do you think? What do you think was the reason bakit highly rejected or that were rejected before? The idea that is the sun and not the earth that is at the center of the universe proved to be unsettling in the beginning, no? Because it's a new concept, new information. It was not taken, welcomed, and then embraced. In fact, the heliocentric model was met with huge resistance, primarily from what?
Church.
Primarily from the church. What do you think is the reason? Who accused Copernicus of being a heretic, someone that is not a fan of churches. Someone that is not, who doesn't believe that a higher being is existing. Yun yung naging reason, okay? Because as Earth, yung religion, as part of the creation, Earth becomes so special that it is at the center of the solar system. Okay? Because of the higher being, because of God creating the Earth, it was then believed that the Earth is at the very center of everything. Okay? And then because of Copernicus, his introduction that it's wrong, was, questioned. It's like questioning the creator, okay, of the church in the history, in the past. So at the time, the idea that it is not the earth and by extension, not the creator, that is at the center of all, proved to be uncommon. Okay? Dito naging maganda sa ears, sa concept natin. Okay, so Copernican revolution also introduced some of the highlights, discoveries in astronomy. Number one, here, the celestial spheres do not have one common center, and then the Earth is not actually at the center of everything. Earth is not the center of the universe, only the center of gravity and the lunar orbit. Only the moon orbits the Earth. Okay? All the sphere orbits the sun. Spheres means the planet. Okay? So compared to the distance to the stars, the Earth to the sun, distance is almost non-existent. The stars are very much farther away from the sun. What else? Ayan. So we have the motion of the stars is due to the Earth's rotation on its axis. The motion of the sun is the result of Earth's motion as well, okay, across the day's daylight. And then the retrograde and forward motions of planets is caused by the Earth's motion. So the Earth's rotation is the reference point of every rotation of the other planets. Because of Copernicus' revolution, these all concepts in astronomy was also introduced. It becomes more factual, okay? More newer, modern scientific thinking. Okay, more on Copernican revolution. Okay, it is until today far-reaching. Hanggang ngayon, ginagamit natin. We are still using the Copernican revolution or the Copernican concepts. It served as a catalyst to sway scientific thinking away from age-long views about the position of the Earth relative to an enlightened understanding of the universe. And this marked the beginning of the birth of the modern astronomy. Okay, so that is all about Copernican revolution. Question? Okay, let's move on to the next one, Darwinian revolution. What do you think will be the highlights of this intellectual revolution? When you say Darwin, you're familiar with him?
Yes.
Saan siya nakatira ngayon? Quezon City? QC? Plano na ba sa QC? Alright, so Darwinian revolution from Darwin, Charles Darwin, is known from okay, the theory of what theory was credited for after Darwin, Charles Darwin? Theory of natural selection. Survival of the fittest. If you are not strong, you will
Vanish.
die. You will vanish. You will become extinct. Only the strong ones will survive, even in a certain environment. If you cannot adapt to the changes of the environment, you will fall. Gone. So let's talk about Darwinian revolution. Here's Charles Darwin. Okay. So he's an English naturalist whose scientific theory of evolution by natural selection became the foundation of the modern evolutionary science. In fact, genes, genetics are still connected to Darwinian revolution. The concept of speciation, the concept of adaptation was introduced to us through naturalists because of the works of Charles Darwin. And Darwin's fervent interest in the natural world began as a young boy and continued unabated throughout his remarkable career. Even at the late stage of life of Charles Darwin, he still devoted time niya in, proving and conceptualizing evolutions. Mutations. Are you familiar with mutations?
Yes.
Mutations are still connected from Darwin's work. In fact, in his life career, and he was a traveler. He roamed around the world, no, just to find clues and evidences that there is in fact evolution. Okay? So what was the shift here? What was the old one and what is the modern? We know that the modern one will become everything that will be the result of the Darwinian or Charles Darwin's product. According to Bailey, di ba? We are getting lost of the old. What's the shift here? From what? That is correct, di ba? We are shifting the concept of creation that we are made by God. So you see how it was rejected? Nakita nyo? Even up till now, it is highly contested. Correct? So here, the shift is from the knowledge that every one of us, every living or non-living, was a creation of God. But then again, because of the concept of Darwin, he later on found out that there is mutation, there is evolution. Galing daw tayo sa
Unggoy.
sa unggoy. Sino yun? Yan, tingnan nyo nga. Look at your classmate.
Tutuloy sa akin yan eh.
Look at your body hairs. Tingnan nyo kung medyo... Alright, so example of the result, examples of his, the product of his expedition. Later on, he found out that there's actually adaptation, the concept of adaptation, through his works on finches in the Galapagos Islands. Now, Galapagos is an archipelago in which each island has their own abundance in different food items. Some of the islands can, has an abundance of insects when some do not have. Some islands has an abundance of a seed coated with a very hard shell. And so these differences in the type of food from the Galapagos Islands were the reason why these species, originating from a common ancestor, changed their physical appearance, their physical attributes. If you can see here, the finches has different different types of beaks. Some are slender, some are huge, diba? Most commonly, if the finch has a huge beak, a strong one, a sturdy one, it has something to do with the type of the diet, the food that it is consuming. Basically, if you have a slender, long beak or finch, then the type of food was mainly insects, soft shell vertebrates. So, they are mainly eating seeds that are covered with hard shells. Okay? What else? The concept of, this one. The concept of survival, the concept of predation, predator and prey concept. See? These are all concepts that were introduced by Alfred Wegener. This one as well, survival of the fittest. Okay? Nasaan kayo dyan? Alright, what else? This one. Darwin's theory of evolution was of course met with what? Similar with Copernicus, it was also met with resistance or rejection. Okay? Critics accuse the theory of being either short in accounting for the broad and complex evolutionary process, or that the functional design of organisms was a manifestation of amnesia, God. That's the theory of evolution. Okay? So that was the reason why it was first, no, heavily criticized. Question on Darwinian revolution. Again, you see the shift from the old to the new ones. Now, for the last type of revolution, we have here the Freudian revolution. Si Freud, Sigmund Freud. Where is he now? Active pa rin ba siya? Sa bahay pa rin? Sige, ha? Ibang lugar? Oh. Saan siya kilala? Sigmund Freud is best known for what? Best known for what? Evolution din. In psychology, correct. Have you ever heard the term psychoanalysis? Yes. Yes. Well, psychoanalysis was the field of work of Sigmund Freud. No? It was his devotion on identifying and understanding how we think was the concept, no, behind Freudian revolution. So Sigmund Freud, okay, from May 6 to September of 1939. So patay na pala siya. So, he's a physiologist, a medical doctor, and considered to be the father of psychoanalysis. He's also known of the folk terms id, ego, and superego. Familiar with that?
Yes.
And id is, if it is controlling your thinking, what will be the common behavior of the person? Which of the three controls your moral decisions? Your moralities, your morals. Sige, tingnan natin. So, Sigmund Freud, or Freudian revolution, credited for steering a 20th century scientific revolution named after him, the Freudian revolution. Psychoanalysis was the main topic or concept of his work. And then Freud developed psychoanalysis as a scientific method of understanding inner unconscious conflicts springing from free associations, dreams, and fantasies of the individual. So just by looking at this, can you see the old, the new, and the rejections of this revolution? You are interpreting, based on the psychoanalysis work of Freudian revolution, dreams, behavior, no, as meanings. Okay? How each individual thinks are, can be analyzed. Do you believe with that? Are you sure? Pwede bang naging yan? Was there a standard behavior? Kasi for example, if you are checking on personality, for example, we take TPEs, diba? Check-ups, analysis, blood counts. May mga normal range, correct? May mga normal values. If your range, your test is within the range, then it's normal. But in the case of personality, how do you test personality? How do you say, that your personality is like this? How do you interpret grades? How do you interpret yung mga superstitions? Superstitions na meron ka, alam mo. Okay? So, here, yung model of the psyche, we have id, superego, and ego. Id refers to the primitive and instinctual part of the mind that contains sexual and aggressive drives and hidden memories. Superego operates as a moral conscience, and ego is the realistic part that mediates between the desires of the id and super. Okay? So, So there are parts of us as humans, no, that can be linked in this model. Okay, yung mga thinkings, how we think, how we visualize or analyze events or things happening around us. Pwede natin siya ma-analyze using these three. Primitive and instinctual part of the mind. Examples. Instinctual, primitive. For example, babies, diba? A newborn baby will cry for affection, for food, diba? A baby will suck on her mother for what? For milk, diba? Hindi naman na-train yung baby sa loob ng tiyan, correct? Unless nag-undergo ng training. Diba? But what's the reason? What's the concept behind that? No? The suckling event actually is a natural thing that is happening between a mother and a child. The generation of, the accumulation or the production of milk will not be possible without that suckling activity of the baby. You see? Diba? What else? Yung superego nyo. Mamaya we'll talk about the duality of a person. Or sometimes, 3, 4, depending on how many characters meron ka. Okay? So we have dualities later on that we will talk about. And bakit ito na? Duality of a mind. According to Freud, Sigmund Freud, the mind tries to keep away evil thoughts and desires which are then banished to the unconscious mind. Okay? We can do that. We can actually select yung mga thinking natin, thoughts natin, consciously. In Freudian theory, a Jekyll and Hyde situation in real life creates a dual personality in one person. Now, Jekyll and Hyde is a fictional character. It's an individual that has 2 personalities.
So,
Bigla-bigla lang nanitiko. Okay. I mean is 2 characters, one. Okay. So it has, for example, this one, duality, refers to something that has 2 parts. Example dito is peace and war. Correct? What else? Love and hate. Good and evil. These are dualities na pwede nating ma-acquire. Pwede rin sa atin, innate din sa atin. We have personalities of this kind. Okay? The Freudian Revolution was also criticized. Why? Why was it criticized? Psychoanalysis for lacking vitality and bordering unscientific aspect. So we cannot, actually, Freudian Revolution, his concept on psychoanalysis was not scientific. If we're talking about science and technology, science concepts must be, backed up and proven by factuals, scientific facts. But in this case, it's a form of like a pseudoscience. It's science, but then again, it lacks something for it to be considered as factual or true science or an absolute science. Okay? So that was the reason why it was criticized, that the concept of psychoanalysis. But then, psychoanalysis is still used even up to this point. Psychologists uses the concept of Sigmund Freud to analyze and understand their patients, the way they think. They still use the concept of Sigmund. Question? None? Alright, so for this one, this will end our discussion on this topic. Again, on Friday, we'll be having an online discussion on the last topic before we take the preliminaries. Prelims natin will be online /1 side. Alam niyo na yun?
Yes.
Alright, sige. For your activity, before I forget, this will be your output for this week. This will be individual, work number 2. Sige, take a picture. You will be creating a peaceful timeline for your chosen intellectual revolution. Sa individual, nagawa niyo na ba ito? Pinagawa ko na ba ito? Okay, so this will be individual. Select from the three. You can also use other one. Meron din other types of revolution. The information revolution. You can also do that. Pero you can choose from Darwinian, Copernican, and Freudian. Make a timeline. And then what were the highlights of the revolution? Indicate that. You can use digital or you can use a short one paper. Then submit it to static drive.
Complete. Para mura. Secret spot na yun.
So yun na ang outputs ninyo for prelings. Dalawa lang ba? Tatlo. Yung group work 1. But then, the poster and deadline.
Wala pa yung sumakot.
Alright, wala lang tayo. You can go.
Oh, naiyak ka na
Yes. Yes. Stand up.
Doon natin kainin lahat siya.